Alright, you know the video is professional when it is a literal PowerPoint, but, or totally not a PowerPoint, trust. So, I'm going to be making 17 videos in the future that it's just going to be easier to explain. So there are 17 sectors, and sectors are when a part of a creek is between two bridges. And this way I can organize these into a certain way so that I can break it up and not have to explore 26,000 feet in one sitting. My goal is to explore every sector, at least in Alpha, at least this creek, and later get to others if there are others. The next 17 slides, plus one, are a brief description of every sector. Even though they are nearly unexplored, there's something that gives them their key name. So here's the map. As you can see, it's very large. Like, this is the entire town, and it's very large. It's going to take up a lot of time. So, in case you want to figure out where everything is, you're welcome to pause the video, like, take a screenshot, but honestly, you probably aren't going to care that much. So the first sector is 5,000 feet long, and it's the first one, and it's because it splits off, and it is unexplored. I've never seen it, and it's named, unlike this next one. A Sector B is an unnamed sector due to things being unknown about it. It's not so very name is based on the fact that A is for the creek. It's named after the word sector, and then B, as in the second one, it is 2,500 feet long. The wild sector is named for the plethora of wildlife there, and is 2,200 feet long. Short explanation. Then there's the shortest sector, which needs a rename because there's a shorter sector, even though this is only 130 feet long because, I guess, inefficient bridges. And it only has 4 trees, having less than the deforested sector, which is named for its, well, not having trees. And it needs a rename, as it's no longer the shortest. The Quantish sector was named after the park it runs through, and is 800 feet long. I don't really know very much about it, and I haven't explored it very much. The abandoned sector is named for the abandoned house that is nearby. There are 3 dams more than all the other sectors combined. It is very deep in the second most dangerous sector, and it is 600 feet long. The forested sector is a sector which only has 8 trees, which cover an eighth of the sector. It has a plethora of sand and a mysterious amount of old coins, which I actually found a lot over there. I think I own 5 now. And it is 300 feet long, being, I think, is the 4th shortest. Mountainous sector was the first sector I discovered, as I found it when I was 10. 5 years ago. I'm not that little. It is named for the massive cliff found towards the middle. I think I'm having a stroke. And it is 400 feet long. The sector of Alpha Woods is named for the fact that it's connected to Alpha Woods, the first thing that I've discovered. An exploration video was made on the Alpha Woods too, and it is around 600 feet long. Well, the sector, not the woods. The shell sector is named for the snail shells found there, and needs a rename due to that changing and not being a good name. It is the 3rd smallest sector at 276 feet, and a lot of these are going to require renames. I haven't explored a lot of these. Shore sector was named after its shores, but it was a half-thought name as it was explored once. It had 2 other names, shallow and width, but needs a rename as it is lazy and not representative. It is 409 feet long. The danger zone is named for its death, spottings, and being very, very dangerous, and it is the only sector without sector in its name. It is 700 feet long, and going to be really difficult, so an exploration video will not be made for a while. The greatest sector was named for my initial shock of the view, but due to the realization that only 6% of Alpha Creek has been covered. And this is subjective, this is a required name change. Despite being next to the danger zone, it is extremely safe, and, well, 1,600 feet long. Misty sector is named for its misty sights at the beginning, but that was only the beginning and the rest is unknown. And as before, subject to name change, it is 1,400 feet long. A sector O is the 15th sector and 700 feet long. I've never seen it. I don't know much about it. And the final sector is the longest sector at 8,000 feet long. Despite being named the final sector, it is not the last, but it would take an estimated 4 hours to explore. And it is not the last because of this one pesky little thing. A sector Q. A sector Q has changed more names than any other sectors, changing shortest and final, has the end, and is only 5 feet long. It is understandable why I missed this, because compared to the 8,000 foot long final sector, it's as if I held a guitar pick at the end of a football field and asked you what color it was. So it's understandable that I would miss it, and it is 0.002% of all the length, or 5/26748. Now, there's nothing else left, but The 17 videos are going to vary, so some of them will be extremely long and some of them will be extremely short, but there might be more creeks, there might not. This is the explanation video for everything. I hope you find this video and the rest to be enjoyable.